And as we have seen earlier, both of them got 2-0. Both of them played very well, very quickly against their opponents. But the question is, would they be able to still do that against each other? Again, both of these teams, there we go, we already fixed that one up. Both of these teams, very, very fundamentally well kind of team, kind of players.
They've been in this for so long. They, like I keep saying it, they know what to do. They know what to do. They just have to win. And if there's one thing we've seen a lot of, their strategy over these matches and over these months have dramatically improved. In the beginning, a lot of these maps were just, you play with your feelings. You kind of like, I think I should be here. I think I should be helping out over there. But we see that the reason why these two teams are winning is because they're putting in the calculated just selection of units with being in the right spot and using the right ability at the right time. So if these two immovable objects can clash, we are promised a phenomenal match and a closing out on the Breakout season 1.
Right. And again, whoever wins here will, get a chance to win that 20K. I mean, Cyber, let me ask you in just a bit. With 20K, what will you be doing with that?
Gunpla. I will be buying a lot of Gunpla. I would be buying lots and lots of Gunpla, because if there's anything I've learned in life is that if you have Gunpla, you are happy.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But now, going into our maps, ban, and picks, they say there's no pilot in the gun tank, but I am there I just don't have any colors just yet. I like myself some neutral colors. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry about that.
Hey, it's your favorite map. It's Harbor. We're going there. We're going there. Don't eject yourself, okay? I know how you feel about Harbor, but I need you to stay in the cockpit. Please, don't eject yourself from the gun tank. We got Harbor coming up as our first map. Mountain R&D is our second. Quarry has been banned. Flak Fort has been banned. Thermal Plant banned. What's the tiebreaker? Man,
I think Liz just got distracted again.
I know you're itching to press that eject, but I get it. We've seen it so many. I just need you to hang out in there. We got Harbor City coming in hot. Mountain R&D up next with Colony Trading Post as the decider. In the event that map 1 and map 2 aren't enough, and these teams just need to fight some more. It's Tekka Dynasty. They got it in them. They got the fight in them. We know they can do it. And then we got Sotoras Esports. So it's just like, we've seen so much calculated gameplay in these 2 hours already. I'm ready for more.
Right.
Is there a way? Can we speed up? I need a time machine so I can go in the future and see this match just because I can't
immediately. Wait. No, yeah, and especially starting with Harbor City as well. I think, based on like the previous performances of both of these teams, I think Tekka Dynasty would have a better advantage here going into Harbor City, just because of the fact that they've already mastered, especially the choke points after point A, going to point B, where it is heavily defensive, heavily defender heavy kind of map, but still, Tekka Dynasty here was able to master that up, going in on, that point B. So this is really going to be interesting how Sotoras Esports is going to put up a wall against Tekka Dynasty.
I'm ready to watch. Let's go.
Yeah, we're going to be setting you up in just a bit, so don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back with the game and
follow us on socials
inside the follow us on socials, and with the as you guys have mentioned, the pilot on the gun tank will be there in just a bit, so don't go anywhere.
Use his finger. Just press the buttons. You know what to do.
Exclamation point socials. That is how you will find out more about this tournament as we head over to our upper bracket final. Sotoras Esports and Tekka Dynasty.
Oh yeah, that's right. Are you ready for another action-packed, high-octane? Ooh, look at that! Look at that! I love that teamwork from the sniper. Yeah, that jump pad saves so much time. It's a very beautiful thing.
And we're gonna be getting our turn ace as well, coming from nostalgia from TKD. You know, these are just really amazing, especially at point B, right? Where everything's stacked up, everything's chaotic, but Hawklight now putting in some positions. Yeah, just putting in, you know, just positioning themselves where they can snipe, you know, Sotoras Esports one by one by one by one by one by one, and just, you know, keep them at bay.
I just want to take a moment to appreciate that both teams are running Hyperion, both teams are running Ash. It's just like, you know, they know the rules, and so do I. You know, it's just one of those things now where you know that Hyperion's just that unit to take up space, and you need that in choke points like this, because Harbor is literally 2 giant choke points from the first point.
Nostalgia getting 2.
From the first point to the first objective there are no checkpoints on this map. Basically, capture the objective is the name of the game. If you can create space and move your team forward, then you're going to be in a situation where you should be able to hold the objective going forward.
Got a hostile nearby.
Sotoras
Esports having a hard time to push in against the.
Here they go. They're starting to move in now. You know, it's very interesting that the I just want to point out that Hyperion's blast can actually penetrate through enemies. So if they are all standing together, you should throw that out there. You're going to get a lot of value from hitting so many enemies and do roughly about 3 damage. Love to see it. Yeah, just love to see it. You got nostalgia, just trying to just find a fight, full health. Abilities are the health regeneration's on cooldown, but it doesn't put them in a position where they can't do some damage. And you got one trick Tony Toomey, he does it just flying straight over.
That is still though.
Love to see it.
Quarters down.
Taking the first point.
Yes, sirree, and here comes half. Yes, they did. Sotoras Esports is going to be able to try, actually going to be able to secure this, all of it, just now, as, you know, TKG, Tekka Dynasty, just wants to position themselves going into key points. But unfortunately enough, though, Keisha was able to, push through, allowing Sotoras Esports to buy themselves some enough time to, prevent themselves from getting stuck up into the choke points.
You're right, and I was seeing it all happen in front of me as well, and I love to know that, again, you only need 3 people to capture a point. After that, the 4th and the 5th and the 6th don't speed up the timer anymore. So seeing that the 3 others decided to just, there's no reason for us to just stand out in front and wait and let the enemy team set up. Let's see if we can push some and create some space and have some momentum. Sadly, that momentum was denied. And Tekka Dynasty has reset Sotoras Esports back to the beginning, so they will now have to group up, but in a very dangerous positioning, because that bridge,
point as well.
That bridge makes you very vulnerable from behind.
Oh, look at that!
They're starting to push in, but here comes the turn A ultimate, and you know that that's what they do. We've seen it 1,000 times. The team wipe, the emotes. Here it is. Turn A Gundam.
That is why we don't want to see any turn A Gundam with G maneuvers, because that will happen.
Now the beautiful thing about that though is there's more than enough time for them to do that again. You get some coming out. L Ryder says, it's not over, my time is now. And at the same time, Tekka Dynasty can cascade their ultimate. So every single time Sotoras shows up, and this so far, it's what's happening since that turning ult went out. Every time Sotoras comes out to try and push, Tekka Dynasty is using an ultimate and saying, "You shall not pass."
see, that's the thing, right? I'm not sure if you actually noticed, but with the Hades system as well, coming in from that of the Pale Rider from Infestor was able to get down 4 down.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff coming in from Infestor. So that's the thing. They don't have to. They don't just have to worry about the turn A, but they also have to worry about that Hades system coming in from that of the Pale Rider. But with that being said, though, 5 people are now down trying to take over a B point half right now. Oh, beautiful contest, but only a quarter left.
Trickling in.
Only a quarter left.
You know, those ults were huge. Just giving the ability to push people off the point, which Ashe does very well. And then just Hyperion ult grabbing at least 2 people. That was wonderful. You know what? Tekka Dynasty says, okay, you got us. You made some space. You got a little further. But hey, guys, you know, this is our map. We are on defense. And we need you to go back home.
Right. Look at this, though. Nostalgia going in for a different unit now. No longer the
arms, yeah.
Yeah, the heavy arms now, you know, going in with a 31%, obviously going to have some reset in terms of the key maneuver charges.
I really just want to also point out that there's the flip. We love to see it, but just that Nostalgia was able to get, they were basically on fire for a moment there on that heavy arms. And it's cool to just know that if you are a person who can use and just skilled with so many different units, hey, you can make, you can make a potato look like gold.
Right, but here you go, 79.5%. This is going to be a very huge one here for TKD to catch up on later on in the round. But with that being said,
they're pushed in. Look at them.
Tekka and Besser. Royal Batman from Sotoras Esports actually has access to Hades system right now, and 3 of them actually does have access to G maneuver.
This does look like Sotoras Esports game, saying they have so many. There's the one G maneuver. I felt like that was a bait. Hey, listen, your guy's down. You're gonna revive him. Let me hit you with this real quick. Garmazabi moving in on the point, has no health.
That's
Finally
it.
was able to get a little bit of it up.
That was quick.
That was very fast.
That was very fast.
Very good. Very good. Very nice. You know, again, it's one of those things where you don't need but so many people on the point. The objective starts moving a lot faster when you at least have a minimum of 2 on that point. But wow, look at that.
Man, it's quite a beautiful turnaround as well, especially that one of the teams here that is most favored to win is definitely going to be Tekka Dynasty, and Sotoras Esports taking the first round against TKD is that's gonna hurt a lot. That's gonna leave a mark, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, but again, this is the upper bracket finals. Both of these teams were able to get back here. It wasn't easy for them to get here, and they are definitely getting challenged right now from within each other. And with that being said, TKD, the question is, would they be able to bring this up, into our round number 3 overtime, or this might be a huge upset win for Sotoras Sotoras Esports. Yeah.
It's
gaming all day, dude.
I think it's very interesting because when you have teams this good, it just feels like a coin flip. For whatever it may be, both teams are extremely skilled in how to operate their mobile suits. They have preferences, they have strengths, they have weaknesses. They know how to cover each other's weaknesses, which is the most important part about playing on a team. You can just look at their positioning already. You just see Sotoras Esports running heavy lifting units. They have new Gundam. They have Hyperion. Hyperion's a phenomenally great choice if you want to play aggressive and maybe you're a Pale Rider player. And again, it's just they have to take up space and continue to keep their momentum along the way. Look, both teams just wiping each other. You see what I mean? Like, look, just the kill feed is going crazy. Both teams literally just taking each other out. It's like everyone's just winning their skirmish or they're winning their fight.
Right.
At the end of the day, Sotoras Esports does need to just make sure
to get in.
Yeah, they just need to make sure that they don't let Tekka Dynasty through the field. Yeah, look at that. Tekka just lining up.
For sure.
But I want to point out that health pack there on the bottom right-hand corner is very important because it's actually a 3-pack. It heals you back up to full. the health pack in front, it just gives you like a couple of health, not too much, just enough to like fill that gap. But you know, if you can own that space with the bigger health pack, that really helps your team from falling back too far.
That's going to be 4 down, though, for Sotoras Esports, allowing TKD, Tekka Dynasty, to secure a point. And as we have seen time and time again, you know, if the other team, if the attacker team gets a little bit of, like, advantage over here, right, on point A in Harbor City, all they want to do now then is just position themselves into that other choke point just to prevent the attackers from coming in.
There it is. They have a lot of time on the clock with 4 minutes left on that clock. Tekka Dynasty it looks like you can see it now. They're basically just kind of like grouping together. I love these overhead shots because we can learn so much about the team positioning and figure out like what looks like their next plan of action is going to be. Especially because you'll see a lot of Sazabi and Hyperion, but it looks like, yeah, they're moving in. Tekka Dynasty found some opening and they're just like, you know what, let's just go in there. Let's throw ourselves against this movable object. I see the Hyperion team kill though. I saw the Hyperion's shoulder ability come down, and it's just like you never know. Is that an ultimate? Is that an ability? You know, in the moment, you're just like, oh, you know, what are they about to do? Especially when you're on the enemy team and you can't see the G maneuver of your opponent.
Right. That being said, though, I love the great wall that Sotoras Esports has pulled up here against CKD. CKD almost have nothing to do against Sotoras Esports' defense.
I'm missing a lot of shots there, but you know, those funnels can definitely make up for a lot of the damage you miss just because you have to exert some form of boost to kind of get away from them. But again, with 3 minutes left on the clock and point B being the objective for Tekka Dynasty, you know, if their strategy right now is, okay, if we wipe, let's group up and try it again. If we wipe, let's group up and try it again. Until some ultimates start coming out. Definitely want to see the Hyperion all come out and spear everyone. Just as many people as they can, specifically because it's so long. Taking out at least 5 people on the enemy team. Pale Rider taken out in mid-ult. You know what needs to happen now? Sotoras just needs to at least try and figure out, just like, okay, wow, we stood our ground. Like, you know, like, what? How can we make
Snore was no, yeah, for sure. But here we go. 2 more minutes and a half left here for CKD to actually enter. But you know, Sotoras Esports has been, you know, just deflecting them away, just pulling them away, you know, for the last 2 minutes.
Zabi trying to make some space here. Really trying to stay alive, but you know, it's really hard when that Hyperion bubble is out, negating a lot of that damage. Ooh! We get a revive. Oh, it's really so close, but Dalmaz are all. I know they need. If you know, I know they need to continue this momentum. They don't have a full squad up with them, but you see, you know, Garma just trying to figure out like, okay, how can I recover the space? How can we make sure? How can we make ourselves look bigger than we really are? Since we have a couple of people down right now, just so we don't get overrun by Tekka Dynasty. 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. This is going to be really, really close.
Man, is this going to be an upset win, or will finally TKD, Tekka Dynasty, be able to push through? As it is right now, Sotoras Esports rather, is going to, you know, put up some walls here that TKD cannot dismantle whatever they do.
There's the 1 minute left. Yep, that's the 1 minute timer. You know, a lot of players usually get that extra inspiration when there's 60 seconds on the clock. It feels like all of that time. What are you, an anime made character? Everyone that plays Gundam Evolution is an anime protagonist. And look, Hawklight knows where they stand. Using that ultimate, making some space, just making their way to try and hit everyone, especially since that ult does about 300 damage flat, everyone that it hits.
Oh yeah, here you go. CKD, unfortunately, still not able to catch in. Sotoras Esports. 30 seconds left before the first game to be taken by them.
Take some time to recover, but there it is. Tekka Dynasty just trying to spearing their way into victory. If anything, I'd assume that Hyperion is just trying to fly their way up to the point, and it looks like they dropped. Oh no!
Just like
anyone can
that.
sneak behind and into that point, now would be a beautiful time. And it looks like a couple of them have tried to do that. We at least have one person, two people
Extra
on the point
time.
right now. Like I said, sometimes you
here's
just
the
need
funnel.
that last second motivation. But that's
Oh no, man!
what a great match! What a phenomenal match! Whew.
It's just it, ladies and gentlemen, all pilots alive. Sotoras Esports taking in the first game of this match. Beautiful stuff and a beautiful upset win against Tekka Dynasty.
You know, my favorite part about that was when Hawklight Dom said, "I am not a passenger. I am a main character," and just charged right in. It's like you know, we couldn't even see if there's anyone behind him. They just said, "I am not a spectator. This is my game." You know, and it's. You know, we were all rooting on, just to see if this looks like the winning play. This looks like the play that will get your team. You hit one person, hit your second, you hit your third. That's 300, 300, 300, 300. But, there are times when you hear that screaming Nimbus and you just move right out of the way. You're like,
Man. But yeah, we're gonna be setting up the next game as well. Still Tekka Dynasty versus Sotoras Esports, and man, Sotoras Esports is just one more win away from getting in of our grand finals. So if that happens, then Tekka Dynasty will have to crawl back up. But otherwise, we'll be heading into game number 3 if they do win. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Yes, sirree. Here we go. Gonna starting in just a bit, ladies and gentlemen, into the upper bracket finals, round 2. Well, we have to say game number 2. TKD versus Sotoras Esports TKD.
Is that heavy arms?
It is heavy arms,
All right.
If they want to still be up onto the upper bracket final, into the upper bracket in general, they need to win now, and they need to win now.
There's going to be a big skirmish because point B being the first point just means that we're going to get nonstop action for the next just a few seconds. I mean, it's such a cluster of just damage coming out, especially when you have a Barb that knows what they're doing and has a target in front of them. Definitely trying to take out that heavy arms. Go to the kill feed. They did just that. Barb shines on this map. Has a mace, has a plan, has a stun. Barb's the man.
Definitely Barb's the man. The Barbie is the man. Yeah, the funnels is here though. Coming in from that the amazing.
I just want to call out real quick that Tekka Dynasty for a moment was trying to take B, and then Sotoras has taken it back.
Yeah.
And then Sotoras has captured it entirely. So there was a good amount of time where B was open and available, but the teams just were both competing over it. I'm really confident though that, again, with Royal Fat Man using Zaku range on this map, his ult up is using it, and that's what that's what he does. That's what he does. Once it's up and
so
it's
quick as well.
Hey, it's time to just create some havoc, and you'd love to see it because why hold it? Why wait?
And that was so quick as well for it to actually charge up. But Nostalgia though, flipping burgers, going to
feel bad for them though, because I think they were really just trying to get into the little cubby up top. It's a sweet spot and a great way as a heavy arms player to just go, you know what? I don't think I need to be in this fight. Let me do it.
Man, Nostalgia though still doesn't have any access to its G maneuvers, but Diggles though does have it.
Diggles is looking for an opportunity. His health's going down with 98, just 62, 8. Trying to just get out of there. Keep an eye on the kill feed into the top right if you see there. Oh man, but so far no. With point B being the next objective and everyone just fighting around C right now. I mean, Tekka Dynasty is holding it and owning it, but they're slowly losing players on their side. They need some reinforcements in order to really hold this map. Hold this point.
Wow, Nostalgia though almost taken. Actually, everyone actually is taken down. And look at that, Sotoras Esports almost taking down Tekka Dynasty, taking down 4 in the process.
It's a hard spot to be in right now as Tekka Dynasty because you want to capture the current objective, but in all reality, it's like, okay, how long are we capturing it for? Are we just capturing it for like 10 seconds, 10 points? Or should we just be better off preparing for point B? Which it honestly looks like they're doing. They didn't really decide to waste manpower. They said, you know what, we'll give them this point. We'll just, put ourselves in a position where we're stationed together to get B. And it looks like that's exactly what they're doing.
And they're not, that's exactly what they're doing. They didn't even, made use of their G maneuvers as well.
There's their first pick. There's their second pick.
Before they went to the B point.
Yeah, they got 3 picks. Tekka Dynasty just knows they need to get B. And some teams are actually really strong with holding B. I've seen it myself where A and C are just dominated by the opposing team, but there's one team, that's just B is ours. We can do this. We have the manpower, we have the units, we have the line of sight, and it's great because of this choke point, Sotoras really just doesn't want to get caught waiting at that little choke point spawn area right here. And with their Dom just coming through, and with their Dom coming through and just making space, saying, no, we're not going to just let us, we're not going to let you funnel us here. We're going to just push right through. It was a valiant attempt, but it was an attempt.
It is definitely, but here you go. Tekka Dynasty still trying to get as much charges over. Okay. 13 seconds to 71. You're changing up to A right now.
Has another ult again. Boon Dingles has another. It's funny, every time I look at Royal Fat Man and Boon, I just see G Maneuver. I see a G maneuver next to the name, but don't count out Tekka Dynasty because they at least have 3 units with a G maneuver hot and ready to go. The Pale Rider, the Unicorn, and what looks like to be the Hyperion. I'm sorry, the new Gundam. All are ready to just, either just create an opening or take up some space.
No, yeah, for sure. But here you go, though. Tekka Dynasty is still not out of the playing field, but look at that. That is the big question. A robot here with a G maneuver as well, going to be able to do damage, but unfortunately, that very beautiful
last shot.
Beautiful placement, though. Just getting in those damages.
It's interesting because sometimes, as long as you know where the enemy is going to come from, you know where to shoot.
Right.
Sometimes it's not even about shooting the enemy directly. It's about shooting the area that they're going to be occupying. And if you know that they're going to try and take an objective, and you know they're always going to try and come through either the right-hand side, you can preemptively shoot there, and they'll just run right into it.
No, yeah, for sure. But here you go, though. Tekka Dynasty, are they going to be able to take into the first round of this match? 97, 98, 99. Overtime is going to be the play of the game here. There's still 41% for Sotoras.
They know it's now or never for them, but at the same time, there's still another game right after this one. We're still in the round after this, so whatever they can't do in round 1, they can do in round 2 and in round 3. But it really sets a tone if you can win both rounds back to back.
That is true. But here you go, Sotoras Esports, 78 right now is their charge. Okay.
Sotoras is still holding it. Now again, these comebacks are beautiful. What I love about Tekka Dynasty is they decided to go around to the C side to engage across B into A, just so that they can be fighting on the high ground equally. Ultimates are getting charged. We do have an ultimate with heavy arms here. He just needs a little bit of health to make sure that he can flip in and do what he does and live through it, because he is not invulnerable. There goes an ult. Does get a pick.
Wow. It's 2. But Digis
out yet with 11 health, withdrawing from the fight, leaving your team to pick up the pieces. Is it enough? 99 on both sides?
99. Oh, Sotoras. Oh, that was very close, though. Oh, my goodness. Would Tekka Dynasty be able to contest this? Take this one away from Sotoras
right now with full health?
Yes. Oh, no. Sotoras Esports going to be able to take the first round from Tekka Dynasty. This is very close. I think, I wouldn't be surprised if so suddenly we actually found out that this is actually the grand finals.
Well, I mean, it's funny. We were talking about it during the break. It's one of those things where at some point when you've played enough of this game, you don't need, new type is a rank that you get that means that you can predict your opponent. You know what's going on. Your extra senses are awakened. You can predict a few seconds into the future. I think by this point, all of these players just have unlocked this form of new type ability in their senses, and they're showing us what it looks like, and it's great because, hey, this is Gundam Evolution. If you're not new type, then you're nothing.
Gundam Evolution. Well, I'd rather be a seed bearer than a new type,
No. But I do know that this match is kicking off.
Can we just start the conversation?
Both teams are clashing in on each other.
Going back into this. Sotoras Gaming, Sotoras Esports only needs one more round against Tekka Dynasty.
There's that bar. Mr. Boone Dingle's looking for someone to dingle for sure.
Oh, look at that. Sotoras Gaming. I keep on saying gaming. Sotoras Esports is Sotoras is going to be able to take down, the A point.
I really just want to point out the amount of defense that Tekka Dynasty has in being able to prevent Sotoras from actually trying to spawn kill them. Because you know, there's that feeling when you're doing so well and you have so much momentum against the enemy team, and you're just like, I'm just gonna keep pushing them and pushing them and pushing them and pushing them back into their base.
Right.
But no, it's just Tekka Dynasty is just trying right now to just find an opportunity to breathe. Because Sotoras Esports, it's just, they have point A, they have it for up until 46 points, 46%, and they don't look like they're giving it up at any time soon because they're already setting up for B. Look at them. They have the high ground.
Wow.
Tekka Dynasty has gone in. But you know what I really want to point out? This Royal Fat Man, once again, just going in from above and just trying to just find picks and ways to flame.
Nostalgia actually flipping burgers once again just to evade the Barbatos.
Royal Fat Man got the kill. You see that there? He was able to take one out. Granted, he wasn't able to finish it. He's back in it again. Look at that. Wow. Just look. Look at the angst, the energy, the stamina that this player has. Royal Fat Man is just not quitting. They said, this is obvious, going to die by my hand.
But here you go, though. Tekka Dynasty still doesn't have any points at all. The B point is now open, and Sotoras is going to be able to be the one to take it as well.
The level of ferocity that Sotoras is just playing with today, which is uncanny. We've seen Tekka Dynasty all day today do a phenomenal job with just being on defense, having great momentum on attack, but it looks like this makes them look like they are actually sweating today. Like a god can bleed.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, since earlier, since round number 1, we have been seeing them bleed. You know? So...
But it's not over yet, you know? It's not over.
Yeah,
it can be anyone's game.
Yeah.
But right now, with Sotoras Esports sitting with 66%, Tekka Dynasty knows that they have just a few options left. There are but so many points every match of Mountain R&D. With 3 minutes remaining, you have a situation where we need to make our stand. And if they don't do it now, they will never get the opportunity to, with this being round 2.
Right. But here's the thing, though. Sotoras, most of them does have their G moves as well, so they are ready to pop it off anytime soon for them to be able to take in a checkpoint and possibly onto the overtime as well.
There goes Boone using the ult and getting out of that, and she's looking for another fight immediately. The cool thing about Gundam Evolution is your health regenerates over time, so you don't always need a healer on your team. You don't always need a health pack. Sometimes you just need to get disengaged from the fight long enough, but it looks like Boone is trying to get just going after this Pale. Oh, man. Sadly, Boone pales in comparison. It looks like it's not over for the Riders. Ults are coming out.
Oh, here comes the plot twist, and there you go. They're gonna be able to take down Snore Boss Man as well. But 1-for-1, Hawklight's gonna be taken out as well. But for the second one, Garmazabi and Asor are gonna be taken out.
Not over yet. Tekka Dynasty is just really trying to make sure that they milk this point for as long as they possibly can, which they definitely are. With 47% in climbing, they're going to get a maximum of about 50% on this point where the objective changes to B. Now it's going to unlock in about 25 seconds. A lot of us really want to try to conserve our ultimates around this point because you really want to use it when the point is open and available, just so that you can give your team the opportunity to hold that point, milk those points, because honestly, that's the point.
Cyber, I don't have anything to say to that.
There it is. Well, that's okay because we're here for actions, not about words. Tekka Dynasty has taken the point and has also taken some G maneuvers from a robot. More of them are starting to come out because Taurus knows that they need to capture this objective. It is very important. With them sitting at 84%, they could possibly close it out, which they're taking. There it is. This is beautiful. If Sotoras is able to hold this point with 87%, this is the final point. That is why we do not see any more numbers underneath B. Listen, if they take this, it's just...
wow. Are they going to be able to...
No, robot sneaking in.
Question.
Now sneaking
no,
behind
they got
seen. Hawklight's here too. Get back on that point, Hawklight. Hawklight does Beautiful Tekka and Dark and Fast. Tekka Dark and Faster is there as well. Just trying to make sure that it stays there. 70%. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I want a round 3. I want a round 3. We got these guys hanging in their base. They're all going to group up and go together. I want a round 3 because you know it's going to be phenomenal.
Yes, sirree.
We want a round 3.
A best of
Ultimates are coming out. These players know what they want to do.
Game number 3, but here it comes. Okay, 1 punch, but unfortunately not going to be enough though. But that is going to to be almost a team. Oh no,
Sotoras is taking back the point. 99%, closing it out. Sotoras Esports.
A team wipe as well against TKD, and TKD nonetheless. And with that being said, there is the upset win against TKD as Sotoras Esports. I finally got it right. Sotoras Esports is going to be the one proceeding to our grand finals of being the first one right there as they wait for their opponents.
Just give me a second as I catch my breath here.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Oh,
For sure.
Did you?
It was breathtaking. It was very, very close. It was intense. There's literally nothing else that can describe that game. And as I have mentioned earlier as well, it was a game worthy of a grand finals, especially with its narrative.
You know, this is why we do this. This is why we play. This is why we show up. This is why we train. This is why we work together. This is why we just have this unbreakable bond of being able to present ourselves to the world in Gundam Evolution. This is why we do what we do. That's why we're here. That's why we show up. Sotoras Esports, you knew what you needed to do today.
Right.
And it was beautiful. Tekka Dynasty.
It was beautiful.
You know what you need to do. And we were so happy to see the journey between these two players. And again, it's just, it's you can't make this narrative up in any other game. It's just, this is Gundam Evolution at its finest. And we love it. We love it. It's so good. I just want to point out, those ultimates from Royal Fat Man in there. Just, anytime you looked at their G maneuver percentage, they were about to do something, and they never held it. Anytime that ult was up, they were in front of someone and they were ready to use it. That type of conviction is just what you want on your team, and I loved every single second of it.
No, yeah, that is definitely true. And speaking of maneuvering, we will be maneuvering this stream on a break in just a bit as we prepare our lower bracket finals. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Take your drinks, take your snacks, and charge up your G maneuvers as well as we do. So, when we get back into games, you will be ready. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right